Hi, it's Mauricio with Uber Vitality, and we're here to help you thrive at any age. And that being said, we just changed the clock, the time, and move into the fall and winter season. And to really be able to thrive here in the winter, you got to take vitamin D. So I'm just going to have a couple of pointers here about the importance of vitamin D, which you probably all know or may not know that most of your vitamin D you get is actually from the sun. Very little of it actually comes from your food unless you're drinking tons of milk and dairy products, which I don't recommend. And that's more of a vitamin D2 form versus the D3, which is the preferred form. And when you get full body sun, in the spring, summer, that that vitamin, that sunshine that comes off the sun onto your skin interacts with the cholesterol in your skin and then turns it into the bioavailable vitamin D, which is a 25-hydroxy vitamin D3. So that being said, being in the fall and the winter, if you live in the North American continent, with our latitude and the sun being such a low latitude, we get actually very little vitamin D3. I know people here in Colorado think that when you're skiing and you have a mask on, you get this much sun, that you're going to get a sufficient amount. Most people work in an office type environment and they're not getting full body sun, particularly in the wintertime for good reasons. And so, the reason why people get sick and, particularly by January when their vitamin D3 gets really deficient in the body, it actually affects your immunity big time. So the low levels of vitamin D3, you see a strong correlation between colds and flus, especially if you're really deficient. They seem to be reoccurring. I see this happen all the time at the pharmacy, people coming in with deficient levels. And most of society is actually deficient of vitamin D3, which we can talk about later. But let's talk about some of the benefits. So, like I said, immunity. Vitamin D3 is technically a hormone-like. It's sunshine in a pill. It's the happy pill. So it helps with depression as well. It's also combats the 4 major cancers. That's prostate, breast, colon, and ironically, skin. So the sun, there are some benefits to the sun, but besides all the negative media hype around the sun. Also, it's a strong anti-inflammatory. Interesting enough, Harvard did a study where men who were deficient in vitamin D had a likelihood of 2 times, 200%, of dying of coronary heart disease. So that's because of the inflammatory and high blood pressure effects of deficient vitamin D3. So, and if you look at some of the societies in the southern hemisphere, people that live close to the equator and get sun year round, they have their longevity records in terms of centenarians living over 100 years of age are a lot higher than North America, for the most part. That's because they're getting a lot of D3. So I think I covered all the points here on one big one, the anti-aging benefit. So there's been a small study where actually D3, because it reduces inflammation, has a positive effect on extending your telomere health, which is a part of the chromosome of your cell responsible for basically aging in a nutshell. And so, another positive effect. So the preferred way to get let's talk about dosages here for a second. The preferred way to get vitamin D3 is the sunshine. But during winter months, I recommend a D3, and the optimal dosages are between 2,000 and 5,000 international units. Now, depending on your levels, to know for certain, it's pretty inexpensive to get your D3 checked. Have your doctor do it. Depending on your levels, they might recommend 10,000 international units. But once again, that kind of depends on your deficiency. That being said, D3 is obviously a critical component to longevity and be able to thrive, at whatever age you are. And as you age, you actually produce less D3. Also, if you have dark skin, if you're African American, Hispanic, the more melanoma you have in your pigmentation, the more D3 you need. So contrary to what people think, well, I'm dark skinned, I get plenty of sun. Well, it's actually the opposite, because you need actually more. So you're even a better candidate to take D3. So thank you again for watching, and I hope this helped you thrive here at any age. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.